Series is something that has been requested, the Red Death versus the Batman. So let's get this party started. So here I'm going to use my Batman character. I toyed with the idea of using my multiverse character, but since I'm using my Batman character, I'm gonna have to use the event version of the mission. So let's get started.
This weird weather has brought out the worst in Central City's criminals. Strangely, weather wizards nowhere in sight. They're robbing banks, stores, you name it. The police could use a hand. Even the city's speedsters can't be in two places at once.
Sadly, you can see when you get too low, our little Batwing goes into stealth mode. Oh well. So let's take a quick look at our character before we get started so that you understand what I'm using. Basically the loadouts, I'm using something that I wouldn't recommend it to you guys, but I'm going to use it with this character. Basically I'm using acrobatic abilities like backflip attack, forward flip attack. I'm using the anesthetic to be able to get a bit of healing. I might use stealth, I'm not sure. I have it equipped, but I don't use it all that often. Distract is something I'll use it quite a lot as a shield. And of course, the Batarang. You cannot play the Batman without using some sort of Batarang. Although I'm cheating a bit with my Bat-themed character, I'm going to be using the Bootility Belt. Basically, I got the Bootility Belt, I forget, last year or the year before with this character. And somehow I was able to get 4 Boo characters. So, that's what we're going to use with this character. So let's go fight some evil street thugs. And of course, I'm using martial arts. For acrobatics, it's not something I was using quite a lot. And then at some point we had the Huntress that we could use as a legend character in one of the missions. And somehow I pretty much fell in love with using some of the acrobatics ability using that legend character.
Now I'm mad.
So some of you guys asked for a video with the Batman versus the Red Death.
That looks like a dead drop. Confiscate the package and I'll call in law enforcement to secure it.
I've used a few characters already. Basically what inspired this originally was some of you guys were struggling a bit with this mission. Some people were saying the event version was too difficult. Some people were saying the regular version was too difficult.
Oh no!
So I thought I could play the regular version or the event version with different characters to see
Shots fired. Send backup.
if it is really that difficult.
Stop! Police officer!
I'm hit.
I've had worse.
And then I got the idea of asking you guys if you had any characters that you would like to request me using. I was planning on using the Reverse Flash, and I'll probably do that next
Shots
week.
fired. Send backup.
This easy. Give me all your cash. Stop! Police officer!
Oh my God! Do something! Run for your lives!
Run for your lives!
And I toyed with the idea of creating the Batman using my multiverse character, but I would not have been able to use the acrobatic abilities. So it's something I think I will try to do maybe once a week. I'll call it maybe Multiverse Monday or something like that. But if you guys have any characters that you would like
I'm
to see
safe.
me use,
Thank you.
just mention it in the comment section and I'll add them to the list. Right now I have the Reverse Flash that I would like to use, and maybe a few others I failed to mention.
Weird. It looks like metal. Whatever it is, they're under its control.
Make this easy and give me all your cash.
So we should be almost there, I suppose.
Whatever that metal coating is, it's turned those officers against you. I've never seen anything like it.
let's take down the 2 police officers. So basically, one of the things I loved using, I loved using the backflip and the forward flip attack with the Huntress.
They've got the actual cosmic treadmill locked away there. That's got to be tied to these Speed Force storms. Check it out.
And so at some point when I created, I think I already had created this character, but I tweaked it so that it would use those abilities.
Looks like Mirror Master is under the influence of that weird metal.
And now we're going to fight the evil Metal Master. So let's summon our boots. And in case you guys don't know, there's the item called the Utility Belt. When you have that item, if you equip it with 4 boos, actually with any number of boos, if you summon one of those boos, you will summon all of them all at once. Which is pretty much what we've done right now. So as soon as I summon one of the boos, as you can see, it summoned all 4 of them.
The museum's got to have some answers. Watch your back in there.
The boos are fairly powerful, I have to admit. The one thing, sadly, is that the boos, with the boos, your combat training takes quite a hit. They're item level 66. Not sure why they're that low. So once your gear starts being, oh, I don't have a neck mod. Oh, I'm so sad now. So sadly, the boos kind of lower your combat training a bit. It doesn't really matter in this mission. For the event, you get set to 264 by default anyway. So there are situations where you can kind of bypass the low level of the Utility Belt or the low level of any similar such items. And some of you guys don't seem to be aware of that. There's this little console here that you can use. I'll show it to you a bit later. You can use it to be able to get rid of the cinematics. I've seen people who complain about the cinematics in this, not just this mission, but a few missions, but this one in particular. And but there is an option to be able to not have the cinematics
Flash,
if you want to.
Something's not right.
Can't stop myself. Must obey.
In my world, I strapped the Flash to the hood of my Batmobile and drove into the Speed Force. Gaining his powers made me a better, deadlier Batman, but I still have his annoying voice stuck in my head. I'm going to enjoy watching another Flash squirm. Think you can keep up? Catch me if you can.
You've got to save Flash. I think the cosmic treadmill's been opening those weird portals.
Oh, well, we've got to save Flash, it seems. So let's do that.
Fading fast.
Batman combined with the Flash, but evil? It's like a nightmare. If that's a Batman, he won't be as experienced with Flash's rogues. Go to the exhibits. We can build a device to help you fight him.
The first time you play the mission, you have no choice. You have to go through the cinematics. But eventually, once you do the mission after the first time, you should be able to activate this little console to be able to get rid of the cinematics. So if you don't want to go through the cinematics, just use this little console and you'll be okay. So normally you would continue your mission, but here we're going to activate this little crate here. Let's collect all here. I should have collected those in the open world. Too late.
My research reveals warnings that make me wonder if the metals should be destroyed. There's talk of a great bat god, Barbatos, one who brings darkness and cannot be stopped. The metals are the key that unlocks Barbatos. He is the darkness.
Normally I use the boost only for bosses, but I thought, why not? why not use them anyway? Also, usually with my multiverse, I have my little friend Dark Robin that will appear with me. Sadly, it won't be an option with this character, since I don't have the mods for that. So as you can see, the boos are quite effective in combat. And the cooldown usually is quick enough, so you should be able to summon them fairly often. You don't have to, but I kind of like to get rid of all the NPCs. And some missions, sometimes if you don't get rid of the NPCs behind you, you end up stuck in combat. So I kind of like to get rid of them so that I can get out of combat whenever I need to. Otherwise, if somehow you leave some NPCs behind you on the map, the game sometimes will consider you still in combat somehow. Not a big deal, but it could be a bit annoying. So let's get rid of that last metallic cop. And let's do the little puzzle here. Sadly, at some point I thought that the frames here were some sort of hint for the puzzle. Just turns out that this one must not be next to the flame, and that's pretty much it. So you make sure it's not next to the flame, and then you go through some guesswork to decide where to put which. But as long as the one for Pied Piper is not next to the fire one, you're good.
I've uploaded schematics. Pick one of the rogues' power types from the exhibits to give you an edge.
Let's go with the Captain Cold one. Normally I use the one from Heatwave, the fire one, but today we'll make an exception. They did a real good job with the Flash Museum. So with the cold, as you can see, it kind of freezes them a bit, and it holds them into place. So ideally, you want to get close to them. If you attack them from range attack, the cold won't really be able to affect them. It's not a big deal. It's not like you need the cold attack, but since you have it, why not use it? Let's go like our whole investigation.
There's some today who still worship the Bat God. They call themselves the Court of Owls, once a part of the Hawk tribe. They betrayed their tribe for their Bat God. Today, they use the rare metal electrum to grant their agents eternal life.
One of the reasons why I've seen people who were struggling with this map, they were saying that if you end up fighting more than 4 NPCs at once, you get into trouble. That's when you get defeated. So I would say try to be extra careful and try to fight them only 2, 3 at a time if you can. But if somehow you end up fighting more than, if you end up fighting 4 at a time, just make sure you have a supercharge or something that could help you survive through that fight.
I refuse to believe the metals that have given us so many gifts are rooted in evil. I have hope that we can defeat the dark forces without destroying the metals. I've decided to enter the darkness beyond our universe. Once again, I will take my torch into the unknown to find a way to fight the darkness.
And now comes the moment of truth. Let's go fight the evil Red Death.
Your new toys aren't.
So let's summon our old friends.
I am Batman and Flash. I'll always be one step ahead of you.
Classic Batman. Don't let him get under your skin.
So with stealth, we can put some mines all around the place. And we could even summon a little pet. Not sure if I'll summon it or not. Sadly, there are times where we cannot target the Red Death. It's sad, but it happens.
Pain is a mirage.
Almost there. Oh yeah.
This has been fun, but I think it's time to vibrate your hearts out of your chests. No! Flash, get out of my head and stop singing that song!
Oh, Red Death. So disappointing. Welcome to the beginning of the end. We are going to have so much fun. And by we, I mean all the Dark Knights who are coming to your world.
This is a nightmare. I don't know what that thing was, but we've got to stop it. I'll confer with the Justice League and get back to you. I'll be on this 24/7. No way I'll be able to sleep after seeing that Batman who laughs.
So let's take a look at what's in our little box. Basically, we get a reward box when we complete a mission. We'll get some source marks. That's always good. And we got a Prometheum lockbox. Let's see what's in the box. Let's keep the gesture leg style for another one of our character. So normally at the end of these videos, I explain a bit how I created the character. In this case, it's fairly simple. The Batman call, the Batman Beyond gloves, the chest piece is the Stalwart Defender chest piece so that we can get the biggest emblem we can get. The emblem is the Batman 80th Anniversary emblem, which sadly is no longer available right now. The belt is also the Batman Beyond belt. The pants are the New Genesis pants. The boots are the Trim Classic boots or the Tall Classic boots. And of course the cape is the Batwoman cape. The aura is the Swarming Bat aura that we could get during the Halloween seasonal. And the little Bat drone is the Bat drone that you can get with the Gotham starter pack. So if you get all of that, and if you use the gadget powers or the acrobatic abilities, then you can recreate a pretty good looking Batman character if you want to. I kind of like the black and gray look for the character. Obviously, normally it should be more like a dark blue and gray. But there's quite a few variations on our friend the Batman if we want to. Of course, in order to look a bit more like the Batman that you see on the wall made by our friend Jim Lee, I could probably use the Batman versus Superman emblem. And the simple utility belt would probably do the trick. But I kind of like the version I have right now, so I'll stick to that for now. Maybe a quick... so this is, as you saw, the armory that I just used. Although I do have a look that kind of looks like the classic Batman look. I made a look that's a mishmash of a whole bunch of stuff so that I can use it as a flying character. Basically, it's my armory where I can use the Joker jetpack. This is my one character that doesn't have flying that did get the Joker jetpack. So sadly, the Joker jetpack is an uber rare item that you can get from the vault. And more often than not, you'll get it on a character that already has flying. It's sad, but that's how it is. This is, I guess, my DPS armory that is a mishmash of a whole bunch of different Batman style. I wanted some sort of armored look. Of course, a Robin armory is a must. Here we have the Dark Knight Spectre suit, the Daring Vigilante suit, and of course the Batman Beyond suit. I have a few other more. Of course, here you can see the smaller version of these are frames, posters we got for the 1000th issue of Detective Comics, and they're really nice posters. The one thing that I'm sorry is that we could only get them on one character. So this is the character that got those posters. I wish I could have had those posters for a few other of my characters. Oh, what can you do? Of course, here's the Rebirth Batman statue. This is a Batman hoodie we got last year, 2 years ago. Just a sec, it should be here. In 2017. So in 2017 for Batman Day, this is a nice hoodie that we got. This is the Batman BVS emblem. This is the future Batman emblem, or yeah, future Crusader. There we go. Of course, the Batman hoodie. And I think that's it. So that is going to be pretty much it for now, guys. If you have any questions, I do have almost 2,000 videos about this universe online. So if you do have questions about this universe online, odds are I already made a video about it. So just look at my videos. If maybe I already have a video that answered the question that you have. If not, you can always ask your question in the comment section down below, and I'll see what I can do about answering your questions. So as always, guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. I'm trying to get my little bat plane. There we go. Bye-bye.